Hello everyone, it's a great day here in the natural state of Arkansas where the sun is shining. Temp's about 72 degrees, and as you can probably hear by the video, it is quite windy out here. Today I've been preparing, as you can see, about 3 pages of scripts here in which I want to read out. I've publicly really got down to my narrow and my details in the scripts I've wrote, so this took me quite a bit to write the scripts, overviewing them and seeing what I want to write, viewing videos, taking what people say and pretty much kind of put them into my scripts here and talk about it. So I'm going to be kind of reading from my scripts here. I'm going to say what I have to say and all that. And then as you can see in the comment section below, you can post your comments here on YouTube in the comments, or you can simply find me on YouTube. My YouTube video is, or not my YouTube video, but my Facebook is www.facebook.com. You can search me by my email address, which is josh.ashlie09@gmail.com, or you can find me by my Facebook address, which is www.facebook.com/Josh and Ashley, always and forever. Yes, it is considers my fiance's name in that, so sorry about that, but we'll get past that point. It is a great day here in the natural state where the sun is shining. Temp is about 72 degrees, and my name is Josh. I'll be hosting this video which I'll be naming Facebook Parenting Comments to Tommy Jordan. I'm a normal 19-year-old guy who does things like every other teen out there. I attend college where I'm majoring in criminology and minoring in information technology. The reason why I came back to decide to make this video is because I want to put my views out there to Mr. Jordan and everyone to see. Hope that the things are talked about here are seen by media and Dr. himself, as I will be discussing it all. My point of views is different from others, but also may be the same. I believe that Mr. Jordan took the appropriate action toward his word to his daughter. Does he regret what he done? I cannot answer that, but if it was myself, I would say no. I would not regret it at all, because the fact that I would have already warned her and then it recurred. So to keep the problem from reoccurring and stop it all, then I would have done the same thing as Mr. Jordan. It was a simple solution and done with. That being said, now go ahead and criticize me upon my opinion. I can care less. Mr. Jordan, I believe, became in the public's eye because the fact that most of today's teenagers are constantly wired into their piece of technology and pay nothing around them any attention. Yes, we're talking about young teens here, which is my generation since I'm only 19. We even had to create laws to protect the drivers on the road because mainly all of the teens do not know how to put down the dang phone down. Drivers on the road because mainly of the teens. Therefore, the incident involved technology, and that was a major thing, as it is a big role in today's teens. Do not get me wrong, I'm not perfect by no means and never will be. I do not want to be perfect. I would rather learn than to never learn. You cannot learn if you're perfect. Mr. Jordan has faced a lot after he posted that video, and to my knowledge, Mr. Jordan has done a great job at handling the problem he created. Yes, I believe he has done a real great job at what he done to his actions, and he's handled it very maturely as an adult, and I believe it couldn't be handled any better than what he has been handling. He has protected his family, including his daughter, even though he was upset about her post. I know that he loves her unconditionally and always will. Mr. Jordan handled all of the aspects that were thrown at him or given. He took control of the situation and handled all questions. If it came to where someone was harassing them, I'm pretty sure he confronted them or even got the law involved. In these type of matters, putting up with people's crazy crap is very stressful. The media is the one that bugged him a lot. By what I've read, he was offered to have his own television show, wanted to have a visitor on a show, and even host interviews with him. But to all that, Mr. Jordan said no, respectively. And everyone should respect that and not keep bugging him about it or trying to bribe his family into talking him into coming onto a show for an interview. This is some crap to the media. Now, with all that said, I want to get started on the comments that are about the video, talk about media, and lastly talk about Dr. Phil's response to Mr. Jordan's video. Comments people have posted are both negative and positive. So when a comment is posted, do you really think it affects him much by the negatively of the public? I could say it probably affects him in a way, but not much. The main thing is the embarrassment he caused his daughter. She learned her lesson from it, but the embarrassment is not from her actually if you think about it long enough. Embarrassment comes mainly from you, the public. Has anyone ever heard, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all? Well, keep the rude comments to yourself. Sure love to read them because it gives me a great laugh of some of the stupidity out there in the world. And most of all, if you disagree, then disagree. Mr. Jordan has his family and does what he feels is right to discipline and correct what is wrong. Just like how you discipline your children, he may disagree. Sorry to say, but most parents anymore are hard to find that actually give a crap about what their children do or are doing. I can walk into a middle school, which is grades 5th through 8th, and find a couple teens that are pregnant. Really? Are you kidding? In the state of Arkansas in 2011, statistics show that 80,000 girls between the age of 15 to 18 are pregnant. The way I was raised, it is embarrassment and frowned upon in my family. If I was to get a girl pregnant that young, or while I was that young, talking about being grounded for life, huh? Yeah, really. If I was to get a girl pregnant that young, I'd get my butt beat real good and be grounded for life. And you're talking about life. They wouldn't care if I was in college or not. My butt would have been grounded. At least Mr. Jordan disciplines his children. Maybe not in a correct manner as seen by your point of view, but at least he is involved with his children like 7 out of 10 parents out there. So quit all your griping and complaining, shut your mouth and go on. Now I can begin with media inputs. No, what a blast it is to deal with the media. As we all know, the media. I respect the media, their jobs, and their rights, but therefore you start showing crap to public, tell the truth and quit adding crap to the story. That itself makes you, as the media, look horrible. If someone does not want an interview with you, then accept it and go on. All you're doing is trying to collect a good interview so you can get a bonus on that next check that is printed in your name. To the media, you were lucky Mr. Jordan had respect to at least answer your questions in a blog. Unlike myself, you would have got nothing from me. Media is like a social network almost. Anything out there and they already know about it are trying to get your story. The thing is, on social networks is one may say this and the person may say the same thing but add a little different things to it that are not true. That is exactly how media is. In America, our media is so censored, it is unreal. Yeah, you may hear a story, but you won't get the full story or details. With all that being said about media, I want to talk a little about Dr. Phil's response to Mr. Jordan on the NBC Today show with Matt Lauer. I respect Dr. Phil for his job and what he does, but I do not respect him at all, what he said in response to Mr. Jordan. I do not watch Dr. Phil's show, which is hosted by CBS Network, but I have caught a few episodes that have interested me. Dr. Phil, you're a role model for the fellow Americans when you get up on TV with someone's personal life and run them down in the dirt so far they cannot help themselves. You cause them an embarrassment to public, society, to that person's family and friends. When they are done with your humiliation, who would not need help? You cause them a very big embarrassment. That is very low of yourself, sir. Very low. Not only that, but you stated in your response, you never ever humiliate your child publicly. I kind of look at the same at the sum of your shows that you have with young troubled teens. You humiliate them and embarrass them publicly across the world. You also stated at the beginning of the interview, well, I think like a lot of people, it was sort of abusing. So that child's CPS or Child Protection Services was called on that is being beaten and starved is not important, not more than important than Mr. Jordan shooting a laptop in which he bought for his daughter with his own. Dude, you need to look at yourself and get your priorities straight. You also stated, the thing that really jumps out there to me is that this is a real mouthy kid. I wonder where she got this. This is somebody that acted without thinking, and wonder where she got that, because Dad sure did not pump the brakes on this before he posted this up. Well, I'm pretty sure we don't all just get it from our parents, if that's what you're saying, Dr. Phil. Friends play a big role in how we act because we influence one another. That is actually the truth. Friends influence one another more than what you can possibly think of. So that's why we always need to watch who our kids are hanging around every day, who they invite over to our house, and kind of watch the actions and behaviors of them. So she could have over time picked this up from a friend and not from around home. There you go, assuming things, Dr. Phil. You said she has a 15-year-old brain, and you really cannot expect her to predict all the consequences of her actions and weigh this stuff out. We all create excuses, do we not, Dr. Phil? And this is an excuse to make her say, I'm only 15, I can get away with it. Dr. Phil, you just helped many people out there come up with an excuse saying, hey, I'm 14, 15 years old, I cannot weigh this stuff out publicly or to weigh out my consequences. So Dr. Phil, thanks for creating an excuse for the teens for today. I do not think they need to have a driver's permit license at 15 either, because most state issue permits 14 and above along with driver's license also. We don't need someone who cannot predict a consequence or weigh stuff out driving on the roads. That is dangerous, not for word, but you also stated that he got down to her level by embarrassing her publicly. Well, I believe it was good. I bet she'll not do it to him again, because now she knows how it feels to be embarrassed publicly and also the consequences. You was also talking about how Mr. Jordan was raised, and you stated not word for word that we are to carry out the good legacies of our parents, not the bad legacies or mistakes. If it was a bad legacy, then he would not have what he has today. I'll look at him and give his parents kudos for the way he is, honestly. Mr. Jordan is very successful at his job and to his family. So that there really does not stick well, Dr. Phil. This was also from the video's response with Dr. Phil and Matt Lurer. Matt said, you are worried about the next time she does something bad. How is it going to punish that behavior? Dr. Phil said, you tell your child that they are punished for life. Okay, what do you do now? What are you going to do the next time she does something? You took out a .45 and blew her laptop up. What are you going to do when she breaks curfew and gets a speeding ticket? You going to blow the car up? Be realistic, Dr. Phil. He's not going to blow the car up. Get your head out your butt. I'll add this comment. Even though she is already punished to the max, if it is my child, there is always something else to take away. Not blowing up the car, but putting an ad in the newspaper to sell the car. Does that not sound good to you, Dr. Phil? You are the genius expert here. Also, 73% of 120,000 people agree it was not abuse. So that means most of your viewers are saying you're wrong, Dr. Phil. What does that make you feel like? I also want to add one more thing before I end this video about it. It's about Dr. Phil's response at the end where he said 100,000 kids today will be molested by their own dad by the time they are 18 years of age. Dude, come on. Where does that even come to a point in the response, and the role did it play to the response? This is not sexual assault, sexual content with a minor, or any of that. This is about Mr. Jordan shooting his daughter's laptop. So now that I have completed the story in which I wanted to put out there, I believe all you viewers know what to do. You have a comment section below this, and if you're viewing this on Facebook, well, you have comment section and dislike or like. I respect your opinion, but rude and vulgar comments do not affect me one bit. So have at it. Nothing in this video did I take toward anyone in a bad manner. I'm just throwing my point of view out like everyone else. Again, it is a nice day here in Arkansas. I'm going to enjoy this 70-degree weather with a slight breeze of wind. I hope everyone has a great day just like me, and hope to hear from everyone soon. Goodbye for now, and I hope everyone enjoys.